Go sell yourself a cabinet job and then go find somebody to do it. And then what I want you to do is get your dad over there to oversee the job, dude. Have him sit in the car, have him watch the job to ensure that the person doing it is doing it to the standard of which you guys would do it. Okay. Then you regroup with your dad and say, look at that. We just made $2,000 and you're not tired and you have no pain on your hands. Welcome everyone to the Business Breakthrough. I'm here with my buddy Matt, and we're going to get started, man. Matt, real quick, where are you right now in your business, man? What is the story? Tell me.
So I think we spoke back in May.
Yeah.
Made a website.
Yep. Made a website. Yep.
We did the automation program and everything, and it's been going kind of smooth, you know.
Okay.
The organization level with work for me has been a lot easier now, just having everything put in place, having a system put in place.
Good. Good. What's the typical day looking like for you right now?
Basically I'm still out in the field working. It's just I end my work day a little earlier, probably end like at 2 or 3, and then I'll spend the rest of the day in the office doing whatever I got to do.
Okay. So cutting short on the work day to make up. Who are you working with? Are you still working? Was it with your dad who you're still working with?
Yeah, I'm still working. So it's my father and I still.
Okay.
So we're still going strong.
Okay. What are you guys producing money-wise on a weekly basis? That's produced, not sold. I don't care about sold. I want to know how much is coming in from start to finish, like on a Monday through Friday basis, on average.
I think we're getting on average, I want to say 4,000 to 5,000. That's
okay.
what
That
we're
actually
getting.
sounds,
So
yeah, that's a little bit, that's good. I was actually, because normally with a crew of 4, you're thinking between 6 and 8. So, you're doing pretty good. I mean, you're efficient in that regard. What type of jobs are you guys taking on right now?
So right now we're wrapping up our last exterior project. It's actually a pretty big one for the year.
Nice.
And then we're trying to focus up. We got a couple of cabinet repaints we got going on.
Good.
But,
so you lined them up for the winter.
We're trying. We're just trying to get more work, getting ready for the winter. Trying to do a little bit of drywalling, some plaster into the interior work as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Where is the business coming from?
As of now, word of mouth. I did a lot of door-to-door sales a little bit over the summer too. A lot of flyers in the mailbox. I haven't been using any lead source websites in a while.
Okay.
My hands are kind of tied on that one. I don't have a say if I can use it or not. That's a problem with working with your father.
Gotcha.
But I'm doing everything else that I can to generate new clients.
Good. So that was a good point. So he's kind of in control of the finances, really?
Yeah. So I don't have a say in everything. I always have to, whatever decision I make, I have to run it back with them.
Okay. So what's his idea in terms of so he's probably like an old school guy.
He's super old school.
Super old school. You're new school, trying to help him catch up. Yeah. That's why, so you guys, got the website, got some automations going. Dude, I'm looking at this situation right now, and if we talked in June, I'm pretty sure that he doesn't want to change in terms of the way that you guys are running your business. Because if you stepped in and said, Dad, I want to hire some help, what would his answer be?
I don't think you would want that right now.
We don't need it.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't need it. So how do you get somebody like that and your dad? Because I'm sure he's a great guy, and I'm sure he's great at what he does. He's probably freaking a master at it at this point. How do you justify getting help to him? Like, how do you justify Dad, this is where we got to go? Like, what is it going to take? Just curious. And from you, you're a son. I don't know him.
There's a lot of he's a lot of I'll believe it when I see it kind of guy.
Okay.
So a lot of it is I have to have some type of evidence. Where's the proof? Why is this going to work? And,
Yeah.
why, stuff like
I,
that.
I can appreciate that. I mean, I can appreciate that old school business owner, very, very tied to his beliefs. No, like he wants to do it his way, and he knows his way is probably the right way, and that's what's got you guys to this point. Understood. The thing that I'm thinking of is you're probably in your mid to late 20s. Yes.
Yeah. Mid-20s.
Okay. So your dad's probably in his 50s or 60s.
Yeah.
Time's ticking on dad's hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably gonna he's tired usually. You probably see him break his ass.
Yeah.
Right. And there's gonna be a time, dude. Look, my dad's that age too. There's gonna be a time where his body is not gonna be able to produce the work. So my thing is like out of care, I'm gonna give you some strategy here because I've dealt with a lot of people in your position, including myself, but I was able to take the lead here. I actually helped my dad because he was at a point at a very, very low point in his life where he was, had drug addiction. He was, my mom had passed away and it was just craziness. So I started my business to actually get him going again, if that makes sense. So I really had the vision. I had the vision. I had I had everything I needed to make decisions and just go, man. I came in with that business mindset, but you're coming in kind of different. Your dad's pretty much well put together. He knows what he's doing, and you want to change some things for the better. You have to understand this, dude. And it's like, I actually had a conversation with somebody the other day about this. Your dad is what we call a technician. He is very good at the trade. This is his confidence right here. If you told your dad to get out of the brush and go do sales, he would go from being the expert to the beginner. Okay. You're the expert in business in your business. Okay. So you're playing right now to your strength. You're probably more so his helper than you are a real heavy hand in the brush. Like you're the helper. You're not like he's spraying. Let's put it. He's spraying the cabinets. You're not spraying the cabinets. He's got the skill.
No, that's vice versa there. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
You get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just giving you an analogy. So you have to understand, like, okay, what is my dad's strength going to be? If you were to paint a picture of your business, okay, where can my dad still have that control that he wants and he's happy and he can do this for 10 to 15 years longer than he would be able to if his body fails, right? So you think like he needs to be a project manager. He knows the business better than everyone else. He's the guy who can go up to a customer and say, that's wrong, that needs to be fixed. But in the same breath, you have to sell him on the idea of, hey, first of all, Dad, look, we've created something. We have a brand, we have a vision, we have all these things. But right now we're losing the game because what we're doing each and every day is we're trading our physical bodies and time for money. Okay. Yep. That is not smart business. You've been doing that for almost your whole life. And unless you guys are extremely well off, which a lot of people who have been doing that and still are working in a hands-on position are not, then we need to change some things. But Dad, I don't want you to feel like I'm changing the way what you're good at. What we need to do is we need to try something. And the experiment that I would give is that you guys subcontract the job, okay, just to test it out. You said your dad wants to test something, test this out, okay? Go sell yourself a cabinet job and then go find somebody to do it. And then what I want you to do is get your dad over there to oversee the job, dude. Have him sit in the car, have him watch the job to ensure that the person doing it is doing it to the standard of which you guys would do it. Okay. Then you regroup with your dad and say, look at that. We just made $2,000 and you're not tired and you have no pain on your hands.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what it's going to take is for him to see the money come in and see that he was able to step in as a manager and say, oh, no, that's wrong. You need to do that, and be hands-on, where he feels that he's able to be the expert, but also you show him and open up his eyes to look what I created. I generated a lead. I found the guy to do it. And you're doing something that isn't going to tarnish your body as much as what we're doing on a daily basis. What do you think about that?
I think that's a great idea. It's actually something I've been thinking of, but haven't really put into plan yet. So it's really nice to hear that, I'm kind of on the same page
You're
as you
on
on
there.
that as well.
You're
Yeah.
there. You're
Yeah.
there. Because the last thing you want to do, bro, is have your dad, who's the technician, and say, "Dad, you need to be a salesperson," like,
Yeah.
because
No, no.
it's not going to happen, right? So somebody who's a technician, like, it's kind of like you're giving him I don't know, like a what's it called? You're giving him just some sort of like advancement in his career within his business. Like if you're getting a new position, he's getting a new position. Like it's like a new
Yeah.
position. He's graduating from being the guy. And I think that like a lot of people, and I deal with people who don't have a son like you that are your dad. I actually help a lot of guys that are there. And my advice to them is, dude, your body can only take so much more. You're giving away your most valuable resource in exchange for money. And it's like, what you need to do is now be a project manager. It's actually better for somebody. If he did not have you, my advice to him would be hire a salesperson for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's a sales manager and a marketer, and you're the project manager. I'm not saying that the salesperson's only job is to find work for dad, but dad needs to manage crews. And if his strength is not selling, then his strength needs to be production management,
Yeah.
you know? Um, so that's where, like, but honestly, dude, I don't think it's one of those things, bro. Like you and I are talking, and I think that you look at this situation subjectively. You and I are talking, and and I believe honestly that this is in the best interest for dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do you believe that too?
Yeah. That's the goal is, the best interest for him. That was my whole plan. Joining him was
Yeah.
same thing with you, is get him, a little bit high up, get a little more comfortable.
Yeah. You
That's
watched him work your whole life, right? Coming
exactly.
home.
Yep. Yep.
I'm there with you, bro. And if anyone can give you some sound, honest advice, this is all he knows. This is how he supports his family, bro. This is
Yeah.
somebody that has it ingrained to the T, dude. It's hard to change somebody
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. He knows if he needs to make money, he's going to go out there, grab his paintbrush, do what he's got to do, and make money easily, no problem. But these types of personalities don't look at their body. They don't feel it. They don't care. They don't believe it, that eventually they're not going to be able to swing the brush the way that they will. Okay.
Yeah.
And the best way you can help your dad right now is not asking for permission. You know what I'm saying? I'm being honest with you, because if you go to him, bro, and say, Dad, this is what I'm planning on doing. I'm thinking that I find some leads from a lead generation service, and I canvas for a subcontractor to take on one of our jobs. What do you think about that? Of course not. And it's going to be something between you that you have got to work out, because I think if you ask him, it's going to make it harder. If you go in with it like, okay, here's my plan. I'm going to find a job, and I'm going to see if we can subcontract this job to somebody. Now, you may already have a job that you have on the books that you already know that the customer, like, we all know our customers. We know which ones are going to be lenient. We know which ones are going to be like, we're going to have to pay a little extra attention to. You might be able to dish out one of these jobs to a subcontractor off the bat.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's a great plan for sure. It might be something where I will have to take initiative and just not ask them then, just because there's no point, I guess.
Bro, think of this
Yeah.
vision right here. Let's paint this picture, right?
Yep.
So you're a year from now, okay? And let's say you did this, right? And you have a network of 3 contractors that you trust, and you know that they do good work. We're not going to come up with a scenario that these guys are idiots. I'm going to trust you that you're a good judge of character, and you know that these guys are going to do work. Okay. Your dad's in his truck, and all you're doing is sending dad a text saying, hey, we got Mrs. Jones closing out today. We got Mr. Smith starting today. We got Mr. Johnson closing out today. All right. And then you got to check on, Jose, Nick, and Steve, and make sure they have all the equipment they need. And then you're collecting 3 checks,
Yeah.
like, that's business, bro. And
Yeah.
that's business. Now you're the sales manager and marketing manager, and your dad's a project manager, bro. You can't ask for a better project manager in the entire world than your dad, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
of
you
course.
have the key to an explosive business right now, dude. I'm being 100% honest with you. You trust your dad, which you do, and he knows the business like the back of his hand. His standards are through the roof. So anyone that's underneath him is going to feel that and know that they better step up, or he's probably going to get pissed and kick him out, you
Yeah,
know? So,
for sure.
like, bro, I mean, you can't ask for it, but it's up to you, bro. If you want to help you got to create the system, implement it, enforce it, draw out. I used to do this all the time, dude. I used to get a blank piece of paper. I draw little circles. I'd be like, okay, I'm up top. And then I draw a little line at the bottom. Be like, okay, Chris is here. And then I'd be like, okay, Steve, Nick, and Joe are down here. And then you got Bill, Sam and Nick. And then I'd create like, okay, Steve is painter A, Joe is painter B. And then these were when I was building out my employee teams. But right now, I don't think you guys are able to take on employees because you got the winter coming. So
Yeah.
you don't want to be at the mercy of having to keep people busy through the winter. And that's going to freak your dad out. So that's the only reason why I'm saying start this with subcontractors. And then, of course, if you love it and you guys are rocking, that's when you create the employee structure. And you could do the same thing with employees. You have two guys. He's just jumping to jobs. That would be the best way, bro. But other than that, let me ask you a question. If you do not do that, is anything going to change?
No, I don't think so. He's stuck on his ways with certain things. I've actually had, I've been thinking about, this is something I actually want to ask you. It's when is it time, do you think it's like, when do you think it's time where, if I notice he's not going to change, it's been a certain period of time, do I just move on, even though he's my dad and he has all this experience? Where do I move on to benefit me and him in the future?
So whenever you move on from a situation, especially me, I'm a people person, and I unfortunately had to move on. It was one of those situations where I had to. One thing that gives me peace is knowing that I did everything that I could. Okay. So the situation and the plan that we're coming up with is something that if you go all in, bro, and you implement it to the point where you canvassed for these workers, you have come up with the marketing plan on how you're going to find interest, whether that's going right to Home Advisor, which I highly think that you should, because that's the quickest way you're going to get leads. And you might have to take $500 of your own money and not tell dad, and just be like, this is how committed I am. I really am. And I believe in this vision, and we have to think this way, and you go to dad and say, look, this is the reality. We're either going to try this or you're going to be working with these forever. And my vision was to help you get to a point where you're not drenched in sweat, full of pain every day, because we both know that you're not able to do it as well as you could when you were younger. It's just this age happens. So let's be smart here. We have the brand and we need to create a structure. I'm going to be the marketing and salesperson. You're going to be the project manager. You can still do your jobs for the first 6 months, but guess what? At 3:00 when we cut out, you can jump over to the other job and make sure it's working. Now we're making money over here. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a weaning off process, bro. You're not going to change him in a day, but like you said, he needs to see the proof. So let him work a job, cut out at 2, 3, bust your butts in the beginning. So the customer's not like, what's going on? And then say, all right, let's go check on Jose's job, and then when he sees that, it's going to be like, wow, okay, cool. Like, we have revenue happening on the right side. We're making money. He's still going to love making his own money with his hands. I mean, it's natural, until you guys get like 3 crews, he could still do that. Just be a good scheduler. I mean, you don't have to babysit subcontractors if you have good ones. He really only has to be there in the beginning and at the end. So that is what it's going to take, where you say, okay, now dad, look, you could still do your own jobs. We got 3 jobs going on and now we're moving. and now you're generating way more money. Now you're bringing in 20 grand a week.
Yeah.
And dad's going to be like, yeah, I don't think I need to paint anymore. I'm just going to manage these jobs, son.
Yeah. That would be nice. That's the goal. Of course. Yeah.
But to be honest, man, if you do that in its entirety, and it comes down to it where you think, it might be time for you to move on, at least you'll have that, you'll have that in the back of your mind that you did it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, what hurdles do you think, like when I'm telling you this, like what hurdles are like making you say like, I don't know if this is gonna work?
He's stubborn with change, and it's not like I've tried some of these ideas before.
Okay.
I'm at a point where it's just like the subcontracting isn't something I've tried, but it's also back to pricing, negotiation. It's we bump heads in more than just, hey, I get you need to do hey, I get it. I'm the sales guy, and you can be the project manager. It's trying to explain how a job should be done, how a job, quoting the job and saying like, hey, this is actually how much it's worth compared to how much he thinks it's worth. I think we talked about something before, because he works with his hands, he thinks, hey, this takes this amount of time, so he quotes it at a much higher price because of the of how much work he thinks it's going to take him to do it. And I'm trying to find like a happy medium in between that, where he's okay with my price and I'm okay with his, where we can actually close a lot of the jobs too. That's something we're having trouble with. So okay. Those are stuff where
you're having a little so the reason that's happening is because, like you said, he's doing it with his hands. To him, his time is more valuable than anything, right? So he's probably wanting to price him out of the moon, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're like, Dad, I mean, we can't do it because we're going to lose the job. It's too much. And he's, but when he sees a job internally, he's thinking, holy smokes, I got to do this, and this. And to him, he's like, my son doesn't know what he's talking about because I'm going to be the one doing 90% of this work.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, maybe 80. You do. I know you're going to knock out your 20, bro. I know you're going to hit your 20, but you're on the phone. You're working. So, again, these are very, very hardwired beliefs that I can already tell. And you did mention to this 3 months ago when we spoke. These are hardwired beliefs that it's going to be near impossible for you to break with a conversation. Like you said, it's going to take action. This is a weaning out process. Yeah. Honestly, dude, don't ask permission to sell your own job on the side, subcontract the freaking job to a trusted guy. My suggestion is invest the time in getting to know your subcontractor. I'm sure you have a network of people that you've heard of or know that do good work. Yes,
I do.
Okay?
Yeah, I do.
If it were an emergency, let's say tomorrow your dad called out and your customer needs the work done, do you have somebody that you would be able to call and trust to knock out the job?
I have a couple people that I can call.
Great. Dude, you're so far ahead of the game. I'm just saying, this isn't something that you're committing to forever. This is a trial run, okay, where you can bring back the data to Dad.
Yeah. Okay.
If it's going really well, you say, look, hey, we got to head out somewhere. 3:00 goes around. That's when you bring your dad to the subcontracting job and you say, look, this is what I've been trying to help you with. We're making money right now and your hands are clean. Well, they're not clean. You just got done working, but they're clean on this job. You're not painting red today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it.
So yeah, I mean, it's either that, bro, or you can do that on your own without Dad.
Yeah.
And that's the reality. Either way, it's your only option. I mean, if it doesn't work out with Dad, you're going to do that anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So like, and then eventually if it's going really well, hopefully your dad doesn't like get upset about that, but I hope to God
I don't want to think that. Yeah.
happen, bro. I really do,
too.
because I think that the greatest thing is a father and son working together. If my dad and I made it work, bro, and he was the project manager that I know he could be, we would be way better than what we are now. But it's okay. I learned from it. But I'm thinking if that could be you, dude, you can't. I mean, you can't have a better business. You can't.
Yeah,
You
no,
can't.
for
Somebody
sure.
that has those beliefs, that work ethic, has that level of detail, and he probably wakes up at 6 o'clock in the morning without an alarm. You know,
Yes.
you know
Yes,
what
he
I'm
does.
saying, dude. He doesn't need a
Yeah.
freaking alarm.
5 a.m.
That's
actually.
you can't find it. And to
Yeah.
have somebody running the production of your company, which if you've followed me, you know that I'm big about production,
Yeah.
dude. Like you can sell your heart out, but if you can't deliver the promise,
Yeah.
your company's worthless. And you have a guy that you know is going to deliver promises, but now you've got to help him graduate into a role that allows him to still utilize what he's best at, his hands. I'm sure it's
Exactly.
going to be hard for him to sit in the truck, dude. He's probably going to, want to grab the brush and help out, which let him do it, you know?
Yeah.
But my thing is with the subcontractors in the beginning, make it appealing, bro. Don't even get caught up in the pricing. You sell a job for $4,000, give it to him for $3. Make $1,000. Like,
Okay.
don't even get caught up in this right now, bro. We're just testing, so we can see if this is something that you could show your dad. Now, if he looks at this and says, I don't want any part of this, this isn't the way I do it, you have your answer.
Yeah.
And you do it, grow it to be huge, give him another opportunity when
Yeah.
when
That's,
when you scale it.
yeah, of course. No, yeah. Okay. That's cool. Definitely something I'm gonna give that a try for sure. It's I I do want to get back into the lead generation, what home advisor and everything. Is just, you know, I guess I'm just
Don't
gonna have to do it on
overthink it.
my own. Yeah.
Don't overthink it, bro. Like I said, don't overthink it. You're confident enough. I know you're a good salesperson. I've spoke to
Yeah.
you. You're presentable. I like if you show up at my door versus somebody that smells like cigarettes. I'm going with you, even if your price is $2,000 more. Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like you have to remember that. And the reason I'm saying that is if you get 10 opportunities, bro, I know you're going to close 4 of them. 40% closing rate is bush league in painting, man. I mean,
Yeah.
so what I would do is get 10 leads. If the leads are $50 a piece, that's $500. Throw $500 at it. You're going to get it back.
Yeah.
That's what I tell everybody, man. It's like, you're telling me you can't generate $500 from 10 leads. I mean, you can't even you're just not showing up. There's no way.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
then you take that and reinvest it, bro. Like it's a simple game, but this would be what it takes to get you going in this direction. And you're doing it. I would keep it in the back of mind. You're saving your dad, bro, because at the end of the day, once he hits 70, what is he still going to be climbing 2 stories?
Exactly. I don't even want him climbing up, 8-footers.
I know, bro. You're probably looking at him like, dude, I can't even be in
No,
this room. He's crazy. He's got one leg on the ladder.
yeah. He's super active for his age, but I don't, he's had a couple of, last year he fell down a roof, 10-foot roof, and he's just.
But guess what? What happens though? If he can't produce the income,
yeah.
I mean, what happens?
That's what I tell him, Yeah, he was out for a couple weeks.
Out for a couple weeks and the pipeline's dry, dude. So
Exactly.
when you're thinking about should I do this or should I not do this, think about these variables because they're very real. And it's like,
yeah.
I was in the hospital a couple times, dude. I had a bad tooth infection, like random stuff. My business was running, dude. No one even knew. Like I was in the hospital for a week once. No one even knew, bro. I was just running it from my phone. And when you look back on that, it's like, man, like had that not happened, I would have lost a lot of revenue, maybe some customers stressing out, bad reviews maybe, but no, the business runs itself. So, we want to trend that way, man. And I know you can do it, man. It's just with your father, it's definitely a tough situation, but I think you can pull it off.
Yeah. That's the goal.
It's the goal, man. So any other major issues, questions, dude? I'm here, man. What's up?
My thing too is a little bit of, I love the, home advisor makes it so easy to, get work because you get the leads coming to you. But I want to talk a little more about like, certain sales. How do you, if you don't have the option of home advisor, I did a little bit of door to door. I did some flyers.
So let me stop you. I know where you're going with this because I want to make
Yeah.
sure you get this point. There's different types of leads. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to understand what you're buying, right? So
Okay.
if you think of a home advisor lead of somebody that's hot, they know they need the work. So they've already convinced themselves that they're ready to commit to paying someone to perform the job. Okay.
Yeah.
When you knock on doors, when you do Facebook ads, when you do door or flyers or mailers, these are people that need to be convinced first.
Okay.
Then then they buy, right? So you're going to spend more time with those leads, nurturing, coming up with, really like building value, helping them see why they need the job done, right? The reason I'm telling you home advisor, because this is the red alert, dude. This is like fast. We just want them
Yeah.
fast. Okay. Angie's List too. I mean, these are the same because you have to understand how they got there. So eventually they saw an ad, maybe they waited or something popped up. They're freaking everywhere. And they said, you know what? I do want to see what it costs to get my house painted, because that's how they hook everyone. See what it costs to get your house painted. And then,
Yeah.
they go through the prompts and then, boom, okay, we just shotgunned your information for contractors, and then you're going to get people that didn't expect that. They think that the home advisor is just going to magically give them a number. I mean, it's amazing how many people think that, but that's unfortunately how it works. Your job from that point is to get them on the phone and be like, okay, great. Hey, I'm just here to give you your price that you requested. Okay. And I just want to know what day and time works out for you for the free quote. Done. Oh, okay. I have Thursday available. Perfect. So once you get there, again, you already know that they've committed to the idea that they need the job done. So the selling at that point is from that point forward, as opposed to someone that you've knocked on the door. If you've done door knocking, you know this. Hey, are you thinking about getting your house painted this year? Oh no, I haven't thought about it. Well, did you know you have some fading over here?
Yeah,
oh well,
exactly.
and you're like convincing. It's like, with the situation you're bringing to my table right now, you don't have time for all that. Take $500, dude, and just throw it at, you got a credit card, put it on there. Just, it'll motivate you more than anything.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah. I mean, this is for dad, bro.
Yeah, no. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense too. It's also more time, less time consuming as well with it was just I had to find other options because my hands were tied at the moment. So I was just
Understood. Yeah,
considering
understood.
that.
I mean, but guess what? If you have a job in the pipeline right now, how many jobs you got in the pipeline?
Right now I got 3 to start up.
3?
It's they're all cabinet jobs. That's what I saved them up
So
for.
the third one's probably a month out then, right? If you're taking a week on each job.
Yeah, about a week and a half in each one. So
Okay, so the third one's about a month.
Yeah.
Tell me about that customer. Is it a pretty like low, like chill customer?
Yeah, they seem pretty nice. They seem, pretty straightforward, pretty flexible.
Honestly, dude. Honestly,
Sub it.
man, if you want to kick start this thing, bro, you got nothing to lose, man. I would start it right now. I would sub that thing. I would get off here with me and start thinking about who you're going to sub it to, and you're going to be a very hands-on supervisor in the beginning, unless you talk to your dad about it and you want to bring it to his attention and say, this is the decision I made. Which I don't know if you're able to do. I understand if you can't, but if you can't, that's when you step in as a supervisor, watch it every step of the way. I would even go as far as taking the subcontractor to the job, and taking the subcontractor to the job and walking them through and having them meet the customer, bro, and like going that deep into it. And then, and then subbing it out. And then as the job's going, maybe 3 days in, and your guys are doing a good job, you bring your dad over there and you say, look, this is the way we need to go. And I wanted to show you this because just so I know you're a numbers guy, Dad, you love numbers, but I want you to see something here. I just brought in $1,500 in this business right now that you didn't have to earn. okay? And I can go out and get more work while you were working. So today we made this much as opposed to this person waiting 3 weeks, 4 weeks for us. Now I can find another job, okay? And what you're doing is like the way you should approach it is like, okay, I need to find a job for me and dad, and then I need to find a job for this one subcontractor that did a great job. And if you did a great job, you know what I'm saying? That's how you need to play it, because it's like, now I got to find him a job. Okay, cool. Now you got 2 crews running, right? Boom, boom. Now you're learning how to keep 2 crews running. That's 2 jobs at one time. And then eventually you're going to replace dad with somebody else. And then dad oversees the 2.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Yeah. That got me thinking.
Good.
I kind of got something going, planning on that. That's cool.
Awesome, man. Well, I look forward to hearing from you. Please give me some feedback on this. I hope that you do it, man. And, I think that if this was helpful for you, just even thinking in that right direction is going to save you some time. And remember what we said, man, if you don't do this and you look a year from now, man, nothing's going to change. And sometimes you got to make some crazy change, shake things up a little bit, dude. And I think if you do it, it might work out.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's definitely something I got to try. I'm on go mode right now for the winter.